Good morning, I'm Tom Witkowski. Welcome to this month's edition of Tech Talk. This month we'll be talking about mold. So mold is a fungus that grows on organic matter. So there's basically three different categories of mold. Allergenic, pathogenic, and toxic mold are basically the three groups that you could break all molds down into. So mold needs a couple things to grow and prosper. The first thing that it needs is humidity. It definitely needs a carbohydrate. The carbohydrate would be the food source, and it definitely needs moisture or dampness. But mold can definitely grow indoors on sheetrock, leather, wood, things like that. Primarily for us, we see mold growth in crawl spaces and attics. These are the spaces where you don't really look every day. They're also the areas in the house that usually have the highest humidity levels and or the least amount of moving air. So when our mold solutions team comes into your home to do a full mold treatment, and they're also going to contain the area, right? We're going to build a barrier. Secondly, we're going to introduce negative pressure with air scrubbers, okay? That's going to keep everything we're doing in the basement so it doesn't rise up into the house. So at Cowleys, we treat mold with what's called the MAP system. It's the mold abatement polymer solution. There's MAPS 1 and MAPS 2. So MAPS 1 is an EPA registered prescription strength antimicrobial, which will kill mold and mildew on contact. Once that dries, we'll go ahead and apply MAPS 2. MAPS 2 is a patented polymer sealant that sharpens the effectiveness of MAPS 1 by shielding against future mold growth. The best thing about MAPS 2 is its moisture intelligence. So once it realizes that there's moisture at that area again, it reactivates to start killing mold spores once again. The last thing that we'll do after we apply MAPS 1 and MAPS 2 is going to be to install dehumidification, right? Probably one of the most important things you can do for a mold treatment. What this does is keeps mold from growing in the future. So as long as you don't have another water event, mold can't and won't come back. Our dehumidifiers are commercial grade. What sets them apart is they can handle 2,500 square feet, rather than your basic room or big box store dehumidifier that can do between 400 and 500 square feet. So the great thing about Cowleys MAP system, we save you a lot of time and money, which means you don't have to tear all the building material out of the house, such as sheetrock, roofing material, and things like that. What we could do is simply fog our MAP system into the porous surfaces, which will kill the mold on contact and go ahead and shield against future existence. At Cowleys, we don't do mold testing because we actually do the treatment of mold. It's a conflict of interest to have the same company test it and then treat it. So it'd be in your best interest, if you want to have a test done, to have a company do a test and then call a separate company to do the treatment. Thank you for tuning in to this month's edition of Tech Talk.